Hey guys, it's Steph from the High Moon Podcast. Taylor Jenkins being fired. Uh, very weird. Very weird circumstances that he's being fired under. Look, the NBA has been in the headlines for a lot, man. They find ways to capture the headlines, man, especially with just the whole LeBron James, Stephen A. beef and all that stuff, man. Early prior to that, it was the Luka Doncic trade. I mean, NBA, I give credit, man. NBA has been very fascinating this season, very, very fascinating. But yeah, very weird firing for Memphis Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins, who I think is one of the better coaches in the NBA. All right, to coach a small market team and building up the way that he has, even though they've missed the playoffs last year. Ja, season-ending injury. So I really don't put that last show on Jenkins. But I mean, the turnaround this season, have the team playing up to a 2 seed at best, currently a 5th seed with a chance to get a top 4 seed and a lot to play for. I know the Memphis Grizzlies weren't looked at as a championship contender this season, but you never know. I mean, they're still a top team. Like, look, all these teams, I get it. Just because you're a top seeded team doesn't mean that you have you're automatic bid to win a championship or be in the contention. But you kind of are. I mean, look, you're live. You never know what can happen. Injuries happen, ball bounce your way here and there. I mean, you put yourself in a position of to create your own luck, and it seemed like the Memphis Grizzlies were in a position to do that, and led by Taylor Jenkins. Now, I'm sure a lot will come out of this either by later on today or just in the coming days. But just on the surface, very weird. You don't see a team in the thick of a top tier playoff hunt, seeding hunt like they are. Like, they're gonna make the playoffs without a doubt. So from a job performance standpoint, yes, playoffs check, top seed, potential top 4 seed check, right? I mean, just on the surface, you never really heard a lot of rumblings on what's going on because Memphis is a small market team, so they're not going to be in the spotlight in terms of rumblings and what you're hearing behind the scenes outside of any issues with their star player Ja Morant. For Ja Morant, it seemed like just on the outside looking in, there hasn't been any issues that we know of. Okay. And also on the outside, you don't know if there was any real locker room issues and front office issues. Now, when a firing like this happens, it could be a couple of things. Okay. I don't know Taylor Jenkins' contract situation. Was he wanting a contract extension? Was he due for a contract extension? Was there issues with front office and with personnel? Difference of philosophies. They feel stagnant. Do they feel that despite how good Taylor Jenkins has performed being the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, could they go out and seek a better head coach? Could they do something better? Is there a coach out there in the NBA ranks? I mean, look, Taylor Jenkins being free, I mean, that's a top tier coach being let loose. Okay. Is there a coach they feel that can do a better job? Is there a coach in college they feel that they plan on coming in and doing a good job with Ja Morant? There was rumblings a few weeks ago about Ja Morant being traded, and the GM shut that down. Right? I mean, could this be the first domino of a massive shakeup? Getting rid of the head coach? Does Taylor Jenkins not want to be part of a rebuild? Does he know back in the rumblings that he knows that Ja Morant is actually going to be bouncing? They're going to trade him and start a rebuild. They're paying Desmond Bane, they're paying Jaren Jackson, they're paying Ja Morant. I mean, this team is not a cheap team. For a smart market team, this team is not cheap at all with the guys they're paying. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And were they where is their window? Did they feel their championship window or potentially reaching a conference finals / NBA finals window is dwindling with this team? This team is still fairly young. All the guys they paid are pretty young, so it's not an old team. So this firing has me scratching my head, especially just the timing of this firing. Okay, I mean, it's very rare that a head coach of this caliber with this team of this caliber and the record and their positioning gets let go, man. Very weird. But I'll say this though, Taylor Jenkins will be a head coach fairly soon though. Even though it's unfortunate for him to get fired, I don't know. Like, again, he got fired, so he didn't step down, he didn't resign. Okay, because if it was his choice, he would have simply stepped down and resigned himself, right? But the fact that they called him in and fired him, what was the offense? Or it doesn't have to be an offense. That sounds negative, but I mean, what were the triggers here? And to do it at this time, right? At this particular time, they couldn't wait to the season's almost the regular season's over basically. So, you couldn't like firing a head coach who's built this team up to a 5th seed, at one point a 2nd seed, and then to fire him this late into the regular season, as his team is locked in damn near into the playoffs, and it's just a seeding situation you're battling for. I mean, that could shake up the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for the players that, I maybe didn't have any issues with Taylor Jenkins and were okay with him. I mean, from what I see, it seemed like Taylor Jenkins was a fiery guy and stuff like that. But it seemed like he's always had Ja's back. He never bashed Ja Morant. He handled the Ja Morant situation, I think, the best he could. With the whole, firearm situation 2 years ago, the multiple offenses of that, he's handled that. He tried to keep the team. He did a good job trying to keep the team afloat. Last season, as Ja Morant was suspended and he came back, and then Ja got hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that really just tanked the season. But they were able to draft Zach Edey, right? And build around that. I mean, has Zach Edey's development not been good? I don't know. I mean, this seems very political in the front office standpoint, office politics, when something like this happens. And we'll find out if not, was there anything salacious going on? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's very bizarre that this firing happened. Has you scratching your head? Has the NBA scratching their head? Has the NBA community scratching their head as to what the hell went down? I mean, you don't really hear a lot about Taylor Jenkins or anything negative about him, but maybe Memphis media, maybe these beat writers that cover the team, these insiders within the Memphis Grizzlies organization, know what the hell is really going on with this firing. Possibly could there be some serious fire under the smoke of a fire? And y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.